And it's time for the second episode chat of the Zhao Lusi documentary, Be Myself. So, in this one, I don't know how they did it, but I feel like that it was even more beautifully shot than the previous one. It had some really amazing quotes, some gorgeous scenery shots, and I think the editing team and the production team, or whoever is in charge of all these things, did just this really, really good job of making us feel like we're part of this healing journey. But yeah, right into it, I think one of the things I brought away from this episode is that I feel like Zhao Lusi was on this journey, kind of having to do with conversation and how to, that even if you're feeling something bad, that how important it is to have a conversation about that and let the people around you know, because people can't understand what you're feeling or what you're thinking if you don't communicate it. And as you watch her try to talk to this little girl, because you can see that this little girl is probably feeling a lot of different things all at once, which we all do at different times, but even more so when you're younger, that she was feeling kind of like this sudden, I don't know, like probably feeling on the outside of things when new friends are introduced, and the possibility of not being liked as much as these other girls, or suddenly losing this friendship that had become, precious to her. But instead, she was just bottled it up and like, oh no, there's nothing wrong. No, really. And I saw like Zhao Lusi really tried to talk to this girl and have her communicate it. But you can also see it when she talks to the elder brother of this little girl, which, by the way, in case you guys don't know, I think that kid is going places. He seems so mature and smart and caring for his age. And when he talks to Lucy about wanting to be in the army or in the military, he just like is so great about it. Like the way that he words things and the way that he articulates and talks about things. I feel like that kid, you can just really tell that these kids were really brought up well. But when they were talking about how the mom kind of favors the little boy and the middle child. And in the US, we call this what we call like a middle child syndrome. Sometimes they act out or do random things because they feel almost invisible, because, the younger kids need help because they're younger. The older kids get attention because, they're doing older things and they're the firstborn, things like that, that the middle child tends to get a little bit overshadowed. And so sometimes they can have more extreme feelings than the other children in the family. And so I feel like Lucy, even though she said she's an only child, I felt like she really understood how these things about bottling up and not having anyone or not communicating how you truly feel can, kind of take you to a worse place. So how important it is to actually outright say what you're feeling, even though you might hurt someone else's feelings, or you're scared that they won't understand, or that they might even be offended. It's still important to articulate those things with others if you want to move on in any type of relationship, especially since the mom loves the daughter loves the mom. They all love each other, but they all are all individuals, and having a conversation is super important. And I think you can kind of feel like Zhao Lucy is not just talking to these kids and these people like that, but she's almost reminding herself of the same thing, that you need to have conversations. You can't just say, no, I'm good, because, look at where that can get you. It can get you eaten up inside and pushing your body and pushing your mind further than it is able to go. So I really felt like the moral of the story to this whole entire episode was not only had to do with conversation, but also taking time to appreciate those around you, because of, when she mentioned that the picture on the wall, that a lot of the pictures were just like selfies or a single person rather than showing the relationships between different people. And they decided to do this village portrait project, which was 1,000 glances back. And I thought that that was gorgeous. And the entire part after that, where they start going around the different places and taking pictures, and the conversation that happens afterwards between all the kids on what their favorite images were and why, and things like that. It just felt really, really kind of healing and putting an importance on the important things rather than the things that can distract us, and like really getting away from the hustle and the bustle and breaking it down to conversation, relationships, and creating memories within different relationships. And I thought that all the little snapshots of the people from the village and how the image would pop up like they had taken a little picture. I thought that was just so beautiful. And I loved how Zhao Lusi went on her own with this like forest ranger guy and his 20-year-old daughter that had been brought up. That picture portion where she was taking pictures, and the little drawings that popped up where she was a baby and he was doing this job, and she was a toddler and he was doing this job, and she was a teenager, and now here she is also wanting to take on this portion of this job. I feel like Lucy and she was just a little astounded or surprised and delighted by the fact that people would be so I guess at peace with the slowness of life like that, and that this girl even wanted to make sure that she came back and followed in her father's footsteps. And I just thought that was kind of this beautiful portrait that was shown to all of us. But yeah, I loved episode 2 as much as, if not more than episode 1. I loved seeing Zhao Lusi, when I remember when they were doing pictures like self-portraits in chalk on that wall. I thought that was just beautiful and unfiltered. And seeing her like hesitate at drawing a self-portrait, like what does she see herself as? And then the kids were like, haha, you have a flower on your head. And she's like, a flower of hope on my head, love in my hands, and nothing else. So she's looking forward with hope and love, and just hoping that that is going to be enough. And I think that's what all of us kind of hope, that we keep our hope blooming. We keep giving out love in hopes that it will come back around to us, and nothing else really outside of that is that big of a deal in life. I mean, as long as we have hope and love, communication, relationships, then we can definitely move forward with a beautiful life. And I feel like episode 2 just showed a really, really amazing journey that she's on, and that we all get to kind of experience along with her. So I'm looking forward to the 3rd episode coming out really, really soon. And I'm not sure if it's going to be again in the village or if they're moving on, but I hope you guys are also enjoying it. Let me know.